Karahullah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Thawada, Abba, Karl Kadash. Give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that have taught this truth, which I believe through the Spirit is 100% truth. Going to start off this lesson in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19 through 22. For the earnest expectations of the creature warreth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but for the reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And I'm gonna give you a breakdown of those verses. That the creatures right now, they're crying out. The whole earth right now is crying out for deliverance, man. The deliverance from under this devil, man, that's here, that's reigning over the whole earth. And as Scripture tells you, man, the devil's going to have rule over the whole earth in these end times. And he is like that badass child, man, that's left home on his own devices, man. He's just running amok on the earth, you know. He's pretty much got the earth in the chokehold. Even the animals are crying out. They're crying out for relief, man, from all the plastics in the ocean. The whales are crying out. They're beaching themselves from all the pollutants that's been dumped in there, that's being pushed in there by these devils, you know. The lakes and all those places are totally polluted, you know, with this chemical pesticides that he pours over the land, you know, and fertilizers, you know, to fertilize the land and all that, his yards. All that shit washes into our waterways, man, and destroys the plant life, and just breaks the whole ecosystem down within the oceans, man. And the oceans are crying out. All the animals that are in the oceans are crying out. The trees, man, this guy's done a devastating work on the trees, man, as far as deforestation, mainly down in Brazil, which is supposed to be the lungs of the earth, man. That's what gives us, you know, oxygen in order to breathe. But if you cut these trees out and burn them down or whatever they've been doing, man, and you can see that here all in the United States, where they did like a serious attack on the ecosystem, man. It's like it's a war, all-out war on the earth, man. That's how this devil is, man. That's why he has to come out of power. And you see it every day when they chemtrail on skies, man. You look up and that's all you see, you know, crisscrossing the planes flying and pretty much blotting out the sun. And that's another thing that they're working on. But yet, I'm gonna tell you how hypocritical this man is. He's the one that want to call himself saving the planet. Only way he can save this planet, man, is he go ahead and off himself. But he's not gonna do that. This man he knows his time is running out, and this is the way this devil thinks. You know, he's like a badass child on the basketball court. He said, if I can't play, then I'm gonna take my ball and nobody can play. You know, and that's how he is, man. He wants to take the whole thing down because he knows his time rulership is coming to an end. Because of his such greed, you know, it's already implanted in him. His love and greed of wealth is, you know, has overtaken his rationality, man. He doesn't think like a normal person do. You know, like you had Gad over here. Gad just took enough, only to survive. You know, just enough. You know, he meshed in with the land. You know, Gad and Reuben. You know, they didn't destroy the streams and the waterways and overhunt, you know, the animals. But this devil here, man, he won't have it any other way. You know, it's all about his greed, his lust. You know, he's a carnal man. He doesn't think about the future. And that's why this devil has got to come out of power, man. Time has come, you know, and if the Lord don't take him out, man, it won't be any planet left. It won't be any inhabitants on the planet left. That's how bad this demon is. But But you see, they got this thing called this global initiate, what it initiate, global initiative, where they're supposed to be cleaning up the planet, and all that is, ways of forcing you further into the system where you have to depend on them for in and everything, which we already do now, but that's not enough. He wants to put you in total subjection by doing away with all the meats, and he wants to put you on a plant-based diet, and where he creates this, this green food for you to eat. And that's his way of, supposed to be saving the planet, putting everything on an electrical grid so everything's tied into a system. And he can shut you off at any time, at any moment, But that's how this devil operates, man. It's nothing about preserving anything. It's only to keep you jakes in further subjection up under their rule, man. Pretty much to wipe you out. And it all boils down to them wanting to get that birthright back. Because he figures if he gets the birthright back, he takes you jakes and just totally destroy you, that he can remain in rulership. But not thus said the Lord, man. It's not going to work out that way. But yeah, this devil here, man, he's something else. He is something else, man. He can't have it his way. It won't be no other way according to his thinking. But the scriptures already says, man, his time is going to come to an end. No matter what he tries to do, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to benefit him. Instead of him just bowing out graciously, this man's going to try to fight the angels, man, which he classifies as UFOs or aliens. It's not aliens, man. That's Lord angels that's going to be coming down. That's told throughout the Bible and even in Revelations. The war Armageddon, man. These angels are going to come down, and this man is going to try to fight these angels off. He really think that he can fight against Yahweh, man, and Yahweh Shai. And when the righteous are in authority, Shalakia, Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. As long as all these other nations are under wicked E or Esau Edom's, power, under his rulership, all the nations are going to be mourning, man. Like I said, this man got all the whole world, man, is into a chokehold, man. It's trying to pretty much destruct. He's a destructive force, man. Nothing about him brings life, but only death. And he's trying to choke the life out of the inhabitants of the earth, and mainly you Jakes, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You're top of the list, man, for on this man's list to be destroyed, man. And the Lord said it's going to be that way, man. Esau wasn't going to give up. And it goes all the way back to the story of Jacob and Esau, man, from way back in Kings, man. This man wanted his power back. He wanted his birthright back. He wants his blessing back. Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And that's talking about these Edomites, man. See, his inward thought is that his house is going to last forever, but every rulership always comes to an end. You go back to the Babylonian rulership, the Syrian rulership, and all throughout, man, all these kingdoms, man, at one time had great power, even to the Egyptian rulership. And all these had, they had their time, they had their expiration date. So now his expiration date is coming to an end, and he thinks that he's going to be able to prolong, through his technology and all these, these things that he's bringing about. But these things are not going to be able to save him, man. And after him, these other nations, like so-called China, which we know as Moab from the Bible, they think they're going to take over, or the Russians think they're going to take over. But the Lord said after Esau's rulership, man, it's going to be the one and final takeover. That's going to be Israel is going to be put back into rulership again. Because you have to realize all throughout history, we only really had 40 years of peace, man, of rulership. Then after that, everything started going back downhill. And that's all part of us having to go through us getting our spanking, man, for going the hell off. But Lord's going to put us back in rulership again, and this time we're not going to be able to go off, man, because He's going to implant in us a righteous rulership. He's going to be ingrained in us. We're going to be programmed to do right, to follow His laws, statutes, and commandments with these new bodies, and we're going to whip these other nations, man, into proper order, where they're going to not go off anymore. We're going to keep them in subjection, but it's going to be a righteous rulership, man. They're not going to be crying out, because they know the way when we rule the earth, man, it's going to benefit all nations, because we're going to be the true righteous rulerships over the earth, man. We're going to be true judges over the earth. That's going to give true rulership and true government, and government that's going to benefit everybody, but we're going to be in power. But I just want to kind of hit those points, man. I just, about E, and him, trying to prolong his dominion over the earth. And what the Lord says about it, man, this man is not, he's not going to stay in control forever, Like, he's trying to pretty much destroy everything, being that he can't have it. It's like that badass child I was telling you about, man. If he can't have it, he wants to burn everything down. So with that, I pray this lesson edifying. And with that, I say shalom, on to the next.